one-on-one interviews with some of the greatest artists from around the nation. This is the cream of the crop here at our one-stop shop. This is Process with Torian Washington. This is our first episode of Process. So we're interviewing artists, emerging artists, talent from across the nation. And so for this episode in particular, we have, and I'm sorry. And so, what's your last name, Dave?
Schafer.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So we have Dave Schafer. He's actually a part of the Emerging Artist Exhibition that's coming up, and we're interviewing all the artists as a part of that exhibition. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. It's gonna be an organic conversation, and we're gonna get going. So Dave, so can you tell us about yourself and your talent, like you and your practice?
Yeah. So I just started doing photography kind of full time 2 years ago, but I've been doing it for as much as 20 years, off and on as a hobby. I grew up in Missouri, came out west to Colorado to get a master's and PhD in animal breeding and genetics, and worked for universities doing research, managing research centers and ranches and stuff. And I carried the camera with me pretty much all the time while I was doing that, and captured a lot of cool shots, and always had a passion for it, and decided to retire a couple of years ago and photography full time. So I love to shoot animals and nature, and are kind of my forte, I guess, but I've been experimenting a little bit with doing some portrait photography and stuff, and just I kind of label myself an adventure photographer. I love to travel. I'd love to do travel photography and stuff. So I've managed to travel to all 7 continents, and ready to start over and do it again.
Wow, man, that's interesting. So what drew you to the camera? Like out of all the different types of mediums and tools, why the camera?
I just seem to have a knack for it, particularly with animals and livestock and stuff. I just always been fascinated with being able to capture images on a camera. And then the more that I've learned about Photoshop and the way you can manipulate the photos and stuff and kind of turn them into a fine art piece type thing, that's always intrigued me. And so, yeah, just the mechanics of it, I guess, and just being able to capture those special moments that people
Okay.
experience.
So who would you say are like your heroes? Like who kind of inspired you to be on this path as a photographer, like as an artist?
Um, as an artist, not necessarily a photographer, I guess, but I suppose he does some photography. But Tim Cox, the Western painter, I love his stuff, and I have shot a lot of similar type images and have had the great compliment of being compared to him in some cases, some shows and stuff. So that was always a great compliment to me. I've also Ansel Adams, of course. I love
Yeah,
his
yeah.
black and white stuff. I love playing with that. Um, those are the two that come to mind, I guess, right off bat. So,
Okay, so how would you? Okay, so if someone's asking like Dave Shaver, like how would people like define your style? Like what is like your style, your imprint? Like how would you like is your approach to your art? Like how would you describe yourself artistically?
oh boy, that's a tough one for me. I think I'm still figuring that out a little bit. In some ways, I think I'm probably pretty eclectic because I like a lot of different things. I haven't really zeroed in on one thing. I guess if I were to say that I was zeroing in on anything, it would be probably the Western lifestyle and agricultural type things. I have done a lot of Western and livestock photography. Um, but more recently, I've done a lot of flowers too, because I live just a mile from the Botanical Gardens here in Denver. And so I've been doing a lot of flowers and having a lot of fun with that. But nature photography probably. And
Okay. So would you say like your upbringing has influenced that interest? Like are you like that Western livestock? Is that something you were exposed to growing up and when you're coming up of age?
yes, yes, I grew up on a farm in Missouri, and always been around livestock, and rural lifestyle. That's always been very attractive to me. And so, yeah, had a great influence on me. And then just my studies out west here in Colorado, it was a whole different type of farming and ranching out here. And so I fell in love with it. It was a phenomenal career for me. But just needed a change a couple of years ago. And so now I'm just doing the photography thing and thoroughly enjoying it.
Okay, so what so and as we're in this interview, like there's it's pre-recorded, but there's gonna be a lot of images of your work going in and out so the people can see because I want people to see
Okay.
the talent that you have. And so okay, so for you, like where do you want to see it? Where do you see yourself going as an artist? Like how do you want to impact? And that's it's a two-part question. Like where do you see yourself as an artist going? And like how do you want to impact people with your talents?
Okay. Um, so I guess I see myself probably trying to do a little, continue doing more along the agricultural side of things because that's always been a huge passion for me. I've been in education. I love being able to give back to the younger generation. One of my favorite types of shows to do is a lot of the cattlemen's groups or cattlewomen groups and stuff have little art shows and stuff. And the sale of the prints, they take like a 20 or 30% commission and then they give it back to students as scholarships. That is my super passion. I love doing that sort of thing, being able to contribute to those shows and have part of that money go to kids to further their education, whether it be in the arts or in the sciences. Just helping to get kids educated. That's that's my that's my passion, I guess. And so
Oh
being
wow,
able to
okay.
act that way. So yeah.
So
So
okay, so so how can people so first so what are there events that like what are some events that like are coming up for you that you like to tell people? So this so like in 2024, are there any major events, exhibitions that you have in the works or in the plans?
um I'm working on that. I've been applying to lots of exhibitions through Cafe, and I've had some fairly good success. Right now, I've got probably 10 or 15 online shows happening right now that for the next couple of months. And then I've got 4 shows that are kind of in person type shows, I guess. One here in Colorado at Lone Tree Arts Center. I think it runs till the first part of June. And then there's one in California at Laguna Arts Center. I've got a piece there that's there for at least a month, I believe, or 2 months, I think. It's also, I think, the first part of June. I've got another piece for a National Art Parks exhibit that is just a one weekend event here in a couple of weeks in Denver, in Broomfield, Colorado. And then I've got a piece that was accepted to the Louisiana State University Veterinary Medical. They're having an art exhibit down there. And so that piece is in progress right now and will be shipped out. And that show, I believe, runs from like the first part of July, something like that. So I'm working on trying to get more things out there. I don't have anything much beyond that. I'm looking for opportunities and just keeping my eyes open and seeing what comes available. So,
Oh wow, that's amazing. So so where can people well before we get to that last part, is there anything like that you want to say to the next artists that the people that are coming after you, like any words of wisdom, advice, or just insight that you like to and like almost like you're passing the baton to the next artist coming up? What would is there anything that you like to say to them?
um, I guess follow your passion, believe in yourself. That's been a little bit of a struggle for me, and but I've learned a lot in the past 2 years. But do what you love. That's been kind of my motto throughout my life. I mean, I've loved my career prior to doing the photography, and I've been very fortunate to integrate photography, agriculture, and education kind of all in one thing. And so, yeah, and then just be open to new ideas and get out there and work with other photographers. My experience has been that other professional photographers have been phenomenal at sharing their information and helping. Don't be afraid to approach and ask to to for help on things and get the wisdom of the other photographers and stuff, because you can learn a lot. So yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm in Starbucks, so there's a lot of stuff going in the background, but
Okay.
no, but I just wanted to okay, so I want to thank you for your time, Dave. But then so like how can others get a hold of you? Like if they're interested in the works that's here that I'm showing, how can they like purchase work, engage work, follow you? So what are the your handles and your website if you have it, if you have a website?
Okay. Yeah, I've got a website. It's dwsphotos.com. And so they can contact me through that. I think I know my email is on there as well. I think maybe my phone number and stuff, so people can contact me there, or Facebook. It's David W. Schafer, and you can look me up there and follow me. I post there fairly regularly. I do have Instagram too. It's also David W. Schafer, all one word in that case. And um, yeah, I don't post as much on Instagram because it's a bit of a pain to size the photos to get on there. But I do post fairly regularly on Facebook and stuff. So, but yeah, I would love to hear.
Okay, so yes, and I'll definitely so as Dave was talking, I'm definitely going to be posting all the links and all the things so everybody can see it's accessible. So if, for those that are watching this, please support Dave and just what he's doing. He does amazing work, and we're definitely looking forward for the upcoming exhibition. It's going to be about 26 artists showing their work, and Dave, we're just excited having you in this exhibition, and then also just looking forward to just seeing what you do and how you impact people with your take on with your art and your photography, and you're really great talent.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, I one of my greatest joys is seeing people walk up and they don't know that I'm the artist or whatever, and just hearing their comments and having them reminisce about that being someone that they knew, or just bringing back a special childhood moment and stuff. That just makes my day. So I love that.
All right. Well, this is Torrin Washington, and you're now tuning in the process. And we're here with Dave. And all right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon.
All right.
Oh, and one-on-one interviews with some of the greatest artists from around the nation. This is the cream of the crop here at our one-stop shop. This is Process with Torrin Washington.